These are $70 hats. Who on earth has got 70 bones to drop on something to top their noodle? Let me be the first to welcome you back to the second episode in the series we're calling Direct to Consumer, taking our direct-to-consumer brands that we can find online, giving you guys my unbiased, unfiltered opinion on some of these brands that you may not be all that familiar with. I want to showcase a brand that I've known for a while. I really like them for accessorizing, for giving my hat some coverage, getting some Melin coverage. We're looking at Melin hats today. Melin is not a brand I'm unfamiliar with. I have purchased from them before. I have tried on some of their products in the past. I have some of my favorites still in my wardrobe to this day. Use them for workouts. I use them for casual. I use them for going out, for having a good time. But this is a great way, a hat is a great way to really round out an outfit when you're not looking to do your hair all fancy like this, or if you want something that's going to be a little bit easier. If you're going to be out in the sun, you're going to be sweating anyway, you want something to cover your head. Hats are a great way to accessorize and build a whole outfit. So for today's episode of Direct to Consumer, I want to take the entire fleet of Melin and showcase each and every one of them, how they're different, what's similar about them, what makes them stand out. I haven't seen this done online. I've looked for it and it's really annoying. They have a fit guide on their website, but unfortunately they're biased for their own products. So I'm taking every silhouette they have and show them off to you today. And this way, hopefully you can figure out what Melin fits your melon. I know what melon fits my melon. I need to get more melons for my melon. Yeah. First up at bat, properly named, the A-Game. The A-Game is your traditional baseball hat, just revamped to fit the modern man. So you're going to have a traditional 6-panel going on here, the classic curved brim. Some of the signature Melin pieces that you'll see with this, the perforation throughout the hat is actually little raindrops. So this is their hydro style. The hydro fabric is meant to be worked out in, it can be sweat in, and these do float in the water as well. The bill that they use, that material is a buoyant material, so if it falls off while you're wakeboarding, whatever you might be doing with a hat on in the water, then it will float and you'll be able to get it. On the inside, you do have their little Melin puck, as I like to call it. That's so when you're grabbing the hat, you're not grabbing the inside of the brim, and that allows you a spot to grab the hat. Now, this is one of the styles that also comes with one of their carrying bags. I wouldn't use this, I don't know why. Aesthetically, for the hat, the important thing for me is this is just your basic baseball hat. This is going to be your go-to, very versatile if you need something to go play a sport in, if you need something to just cover your head. Everything's right there. Forwards, backwards, and a little nose stopper. Now, eye patch. That for you guys is the A-Game. The second baseman, this to me really is the signature hat when I think of Melin. This is their silhouette they call the trenches. They call this a horizon fit. I like to think of this as their modern take on a classic 5-panel. If you know hats, you know what that is. But the big difference here is this is going to sit much higher on the crown than a traditional baseball hat would. This is maybe a little bit more skater style, a little more Rob Deerdeck, a little Robbie D business coming up in here. Flat, wider brim. I like this style. This was my first introduction to Melin, and I think this is a great hat. If you want something that's going to make more of a statement, feel more genuinely like an elevated hat, this is a great option. If you like the flat brim, you can bend it. Other things to note with the trenches, again, you've got the watermarks coming through because that is the hydro style, buoyant brim, and as I like to call, your Melin puck hanging out right on the inside, so you have something to grab. This is another style you can easily wear forwards. You can also easily wear backwards. At least for my order, this did not come with a carrying bag. I don't need that either way. I prefer this packaging compared to the hanging tag. But overall, beautiful hat. Nice little pocket on the inside. And that is the trenches. Rounding third base for us in the Melin hat game. This is the Odyssey hat. They claim this as their modern take on a trucker hat. I have a hard time with that, mainly because almost all of their hats have that same kind of perforated, meshy trucker fit to them. But this is going to be on a mid scale, I think, for the brim itself. It's going to be closer to that curved brim. It feels like a mix between the trenches and the A game. If you want something that's going to modernize your hat game while not going too far and too modern and too flat, this is a great option for you. I think a wider brim compared to the A game. This also has, again, that curve going on. A couple things to note. Another one, that's the hydro style, so if you get this wet, it's going to be fine. If you drop it in the water, it is going to float. We've got our Melin puck hanging out on the inside, as well as a interior pocket if you want to keep a little bit of cash in there. This did also come with a bag, at least the one that I got, and this is one that you can wear forwards. Looks like this. And if you want, you can wear it backwards. Full pirate mode. Just, I have no option but to steal this look from someone's ancestors. Pirates liked hats, though. That's important. That is the Odyssey. Everyone knows me as a big sports guy, so I think I got this right. But the pinch hitter, right? The fourth person at bat, whoever that is. Well, that's the Coronado. Coronado is this guy right here. They call this a crushable style, so compared to all of the other hats that have much more structure and are more rigid in the front, this is what they call a crushable. So it's a lot softer overall. I like the fit of that. I like the aesthetic of it, where from the top it does peak and crown a little bit more this way while still giving a good height in the front. Another flat brim. This is that classic rope fit kind of style. The other things to note on this, again, maybe harder to see because of the color, but this is another hydro. The water droplets in there let you know it can get wet and it'll float for you. The signature puck on the inside for when you're grabbing the brim. Got another pocket on the inside here if you want to keep some cash, if you want to keep a game ticket. This style for me is just bang for the buck. I can get the most out of this. It doesn't sit my head too high. It doesn't, draw too much attention away from my face. And I like the way this fits the most, which is why I have a couple Coronados already. This can be worn backwards as well. We're going to try and get our pirate mode out of here for a second. Oh, I can slide it right up here. Look at that. Wow. Secret tunnel up there. This fits either way. To me, it does have, I thought this was their classic trucker fit, but I really like the Coronado. It's a big hit for me. And that's it. Coronado right there. Last at bat, the only one that feels like the oddball to me in their whole gamut. This is the Pace. Now, the Pace is absolutely crushable. For one, it has a very flimsy brim, but this hat serves a very particular function. The idea with this hat is that you have a running hat that can get sweaty, will not wear you down or weigh you down. This has a lot of perforation throughout, and this is a true 5-panel. So no button at the top, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. On the inside of the brim, you'll see we still have our Melin puck, but we also have a perforated brim. This is, as far as I know, not floatable. Maybe it is. I do see it says hydro on the inside here, so maybe it is. It also has, this is odd to me, it's got a little rubberized grip on the inside. I just hate the way this thing looks on me. This is just terrible. It's like poor dad hat. It's so lame. Just bad. If you want a wear out hat, definitely not the way to go. For someone who wants something that's very lightweight, if you're going to be doing a race, if you're going to be biking, if you're going to be swimming and you need something really light, it's not a bad option. Overall, though, the other things to note, it does have some reflective detail on the back here. And then instead of the snapbacks, like the rest of them are, this has straight up a clip. It can be adjusted, and it adjusts right onto the inside of the hat. But for my money, this is not for me. Now I want to give you guys some just general thoughts on Melin overall, because they're not cheap. Now that we've gone over the silhouettes, let's take a minute really to talk about what makes Melin stand out. And I'm going to just be grabbing hats in and out here as we go. These are $70 hats. Who on earth has got 70 bones to drop on something to top their noodle, right? That's a lot of money to spend on a hat. What I will think about, and I will share with you guys, is when you go out and you buy a hat for 20, 30 bucks, you're going to make it last a year. That's not lasting all that long. And these colors, the way they do these hats, they keep everything really bright. The colors are beautiful. The details are really there. You can feel the elevation on some of the details. You've got rubberizing on the front. You've got rubberizing on the pucks underneath. One of the big draws for me with Melin is you're buying more of an investment piece. It's a little bit better overall. You're better off getting something you really like that costs a little bit more. It's going to last you twice as long. Now, cost is a factor in this because you might not want to spend $70 on just a baseball hat, right? You might need something that's got a little bit more oomph and aesthetic to it. You might want something that looks a little bit nicer, or maybe you genuinely want something that sits in that more classic realm. Or maybe you want something that speaks a little bit more to the style you have. Overall, they're an investment. You're going to be putting some money into these because they're meant to last. They do come in a small, a classic, and a frick giant dome piece. I found that the small really worked for my head. I don't know what that means circumference-wise, and back in the day when lids was a thing. Is lids still a thing? I don't know. I found that the small works very well for my head, and I like that when they even do their limited releases, they offer small, classic, and big freaking head size. One of the big draws for me with the Melin hats is that they are washable. I don't know about any of you guys, but if you have a hat that you like to work out in and it gets all these gross residual sweat stains, you can wash it out, but it's going to fade, it's going to get gross, it's going to lose its shape because the brim is cardboard and garbage. You paid 30, 40 bucks for a hat that is going to fall apart. Where here, you're buying a $70 hat that's going to last. It's got a little bit more character and a little bit more personality to it than just a plain baseball hat. I've just taken this in the shower with a little bit of dish soap and a brush. I just wash it off, and then because it's quick dry, I just let it hang in the shower. And then it's ready for me like the next day, which I wear my hats just about every day for workouts. And that's all the hats, right? They've got 5 different styles, really 4 for a baseball hat. I can't draw it out too much more. For me, take a look at the link below. They're a great company. If you use the link that I put in the description, it's 20 bucks off your first order. Gives me 20 bucks for the next time I want to buy a hat. So you get something, I get something, everybody wins, everybody likes each other. And we like that. So until next time, hit a comment below, hit a like, let me know what you think about this whole series. Direct to consumer. I want to bring you things that you're seeing, but you're not getting a chance to experience. I'm doing the experiencing for you and with you. Care about you guys. Go get good accessories. Strive to accessorize.